Welcome back. So, according to the Helen Suzman Foundation, the running of local government is in a bad state, and postponing the elections would mean that shoddy governance will continue. The foundation made its submissions to the eNCA inquiry this week, which is holding public hearings into whether the elections should be postponed. But for more on this, let's speak to Sophie Smith from the Helen Suzman Foundation. Sophie, a good morning to you. Thank you for giving us your time. Well, could you give us a recap of the foundation's submission to the inquiry this week?
Good morning, Naledi. Thank you so much for having me here this morning. Well, we submit that the importance of the local government elections lies in the state of the current municipalities. The breakdown in water, road maintenance, and electricity are just a few of the problems that affect people on a day-to-day basis. The extremely serious nature of this problem was actually highlighted by the Auditor General in her report to the Parliamentary Committee just a week ago. In her report, she stated that there is significant doubt that 27% of local government entities can continue as a going concern. Furthermore, she stated that 46% of recoverable revenue of municipalities goes towards salaries and council remuneration, but only 2% of this expenditure goes towards maintenance. A postponement of the elections would only lead to a further deterioration in this regard.
Well, I mean, there's the discussion around constitutionality, right? The importance of safeguarding our democracy. What's the real crisis that we face? And I mean now at local government level, if we do postpone those elections, paint a picture for me.
If the elections were to be postponed, simply put, it would require an amendment to the Constitution, specifically Section 159, which currently holds that a municipal council may not hold a term for longer than 5 years, with the election being held within 90 days of the expiration of that term. The crisis lies in the fact that if this amendment is not narrowly formulated, it could lead to an abuse by an anti-democratic government in the future. If this were to be the only option to ensuring a free and fair election, then the amendment should be so narrowly tailored in order to ensure that it does not confer a wide discretion to postpone the elections by the president in the future, but rather only in such an extreme circumstance as the one which presents us now.
Yeah. Ultimately, though, South Africans are watching and they're thinking, are we choosing governance perhaps over lives, right? How do we then hold the elections safely if we go ahead and we have them in the middle of this pandemic?
Well, Naledi, recently the by-elections took place in a very safe manner. And so the local government elections will take place on a much larger scale, it's true, but it seems that the infrastructure is there to ensure that it does take place in a safe manner. Because if you look at it, in addition to the normal protocol of wearing masks, social distancing and sanitization, the only additional measures required as put forth by the IEC would be the wearing of disposable gloves and some additional sanitation measures. If those were to be implemented, it doesn't seem to be too onerous to say that the elections could take place in a safe manner.
Yeah. You're not concerned that South Africans perhaps may not want to come out? I mean, there's the confidence that you have to restore in South Africans as well.
Yes, confidence is definitely a big key, but the unprecedented nature of this pandemic and the way it changes from day to day affects public confidence. And as I mentioned, the by-elections had taken place in level 1, level 2, and public confidence in the voting process at that time seemed to be okay. With the current level 4 restrictions, the Delta variant, and the third wave, there will be a huge resistance to voting. And so if it has to take place in the next few weeks, the freeness and fairness would really be materially affected. However, October may be far enough for the public perception and confidence in the system to be at a place where the elections could go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'd be interested to see some of the thoughts of some of our viewers on social media, but let's leave it there. Sophie, thank you for giving us your time. That is Sophie Smith from the Helen Suzman Foundation.